that abandoned building, okay, happened to be next to the Los Angeles River. Are you aware of that?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, then maybe you should check your facts, Helen, okay? In fact, it's right over the Los Angeles River. That is a decayed, abandoned building. There are floors that are broken in. That building is tumbling down, and she was pushed or she fell out of a window right into the river, because that building is in East LA, right over the river.
Patrick.
Check your facts.
According to the police report, the body was found in the building.
Okay, well, you know what? That's their version. You know, maybe they have something to cover up, because there's a lot of rich people involved with a lot of connections here. Shit that goes into the mayor's office. Did you know about that?
Why do you suppose that your version is correct and the police would be wrong?
Okay, because I work in the film business, okay? That is a scummy, seedy business. Occasionally we turn out good product.
It doesn't sound like you're very forthcoming.
You ever hear of the Blue Dahlia, this chick that was chopped up in a yard years ago? Okay, this is not such a cool business sometimes. I'm sorry, Helen.
Do you believe that it was suicide or was she murdered?
Okay, I really don't want to comment on that. Okay?
Why not?
Because her family is involved, and because I don't want, you know, basically bloodsuckers hovering over her and her family, and who's going to do the movie of the week.
Did Karen have reason to commit suicide?
Karen was a very troubled girl. She was very troubled. She came from a shitty background. She came from an abusive relationship. She came from abusive parents in the Midwest. She had it bad. And she came out here to start a new life. I helped her start that new life.
For someone who claims that they knew Miss Carson very well and was in love with her and had a very intimate relationship, I suggest that you check your facts. Miss Carson came from a family in the East. Why are you trying to cover up?
Well,
why are there so many holes in your story?
Well, you know, I know what I know. I'm a very busy person. I don't know. I have many people that work for me. I have many interns and students that work for me. They come and go.
You told me earlier that you worked in a single office and that Karen was your only assistant.
No, I had many assistants. I didn't say she was my only assistant. I had many assistants. And I have several
What exactly
offices.
is it that you do for a living?
I edit.
Do you actually? That's what you say.
I edit and process film.
But you seem to know nothing about the business. You have different accounts of how many people work for you. Now, what is it that you actually do for a living?
You know, stop hammering me, okay? Okay, I've told you all that I'm going to tell you, and I think this interview is over. I've been standing here for a half hour. That film,
Were you the person that supplied Karen with cocaine? Were you her drug trafficker?
No, I did not supply her with drugs. I tried to get her out of that lifestyle, okay? And the fact that I was busted, I mean...
Yeah. Yeah. So, what's gonna be the name of this film? I mean, like Call Me Leah? Because
you know what? I haven't come up with a name for it yet. It's not like I'm indecisive. I'm just very picky. It's got to be perfect.
It's got to be perfect.
Yeah, it's just got to be the right thing. And I've gone through several changes of what I would like it to be. But
so
if something hits me at this point, and I like, yeah, I'm sorry that there's a fly hovering on your scalp.
It's making me.
If I come across something that is the perfect title, I will change it. As of now, I'm just calling it Short, because I really don't know what else to call it. Yes, think about the questions that we ask. Where do we come from? Where are we going to go? We're asking the wrong questions, because with what we know and understand, we can't answer those questions. I don't think we should be asking why, but maybe, I just think it's pointless. It's interesting. I mean, of course, we have to figure these things out, but we're never going to find out. We're just never going to know.
Obsession with asking why. Yeah.
The obsession with wanting to know our origin and where we're going to go.
Sure.
It's indicative of
right, which, you know, it's human nature to a certain extent, but the fact that you can't be just satisfied with, you don't think it's human nature to know where we're from?
I think it's more of a westernized thing to have to know. I mean, it leads us to creating religion, to see what's outside of ourselves. Well, something must be there, and it must be in the sky. It's got to be somewhere.
I don't think that's just a
A
Western.
dead person's got to be in the ground, and God's got to be in the sky. It's very much.
That's yeah. I believe that's Western, but I don't believe that the search for the origin of humankind is solely a Western thing. I believe that's definitely a human thing. It's just taken to different levels by different countries. The Buddhas. I mean. Eastern philosophy searches for religion, searches for origin. They may meditate on it and attack it in a more relaxed way than we do, for sure, but they're still searching for origin. Come back to this movie the animated film that I saw, and it was just so wonderful because as a kid, I used to look at little bugs and think, they're so tiny, do they know we're here? They were climbing on us. What do they think we are? What are we? Another dimension to them? And it was like fulfilled up there on the screen, and these little bugs, they're like sitting around a trash can fire, and they're like, one dude's like, dude, I just wonder. I look up and I just wonder, are we the only ones? Because that's what we do. And we have no idea. We could just be some bizarre experiment with, I don't know. Where did that come from? I'm sorry.
I know, don't be sorry.
It's good meeting you.
Yeah,
You're really cool.
you too. So are you. Very cool.
I'm Wheat.
Karen.
Hi, Karen. Nice to
Hi.
meet you.
It's very good to meet you. That's an interesting name.
Thanks. Yeah, well, it was my birth-given name.
What's your last name? You don't want to tell me.
I'm a little shy about it.
Why? Do you not like it? Or you just don't want me to, come and hunt you down through,
No, that's not it. I'm just, I'm a little shy, a little embarrassed about my name, maybe. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really go with my first name. I mean, see, really, to tell you the truth, Weed is not my born name. I was given it when I moved to the commune when I was 4. I mean, I didn't, change it or anything to be an actor.
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
No, I didn't. Honestly. No, I wouldn't lie about that.
No, I know. You seem like a very honest, straightforward guy.
Imaginar que en un lugar
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I always come prepared.
Thank you. I knew it. I couldn't concentrate on that. I'm like,
Oops.
ah, shit. Hi.
Hi.
Karen,
I'm Karen Carson.
good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You been waiting long?
to on a little bit.
Well, just, at least I'm glad to know that I found the right place.
Kind of hard to find.
Yeah. I was looking for an office, so.
No, kind of, like this a little bit.
Well, it's not a complaint. I mean,
No?
No. What kind of film is it? So what kind of film is it?
It's a film.
You don't want to tell me?
I'd like to know more about you, actually.
Also, the movie's about me.
You'd like it to be
I
about you,
would.
maybe.
That would be, yeah. So what are you going to do with the film?
I'm hoping to sell it.
Yeah. Who are you going to sell it to? I mean, do you have
Do I have
someone
people that are
interested? Yeah.
I got a lot of people interested. Tell me about your acting.
You want to know about my acting?
Mm-hmm. Is that a
Well, no,
hard
I mean
question?
it's a kind of open-ended question. I mean, acting
Well.
means something different to everyone.
That's true.
Yeah.
Um,
You want to know my take on it?
I want to know
Okay.
your take on it. Like, what happens to you when you act?
Well, to me, this is what acting is to me. It's pathological. Yeah. It's like when you talk to somebody on the phone, and you tell them, you say, well, I'm in the fine arts. Yeah, and there's that little pause. Like they don't know what to say to that. And so when you finally meet them, face to face, and they look at you, and they say, it's like that scene at the end of the trial. You know the movie, the Orson Welles movie?
Oh, okay. I'm following you.
Okay, well, I'm trying to make a point here about the movie, the trial. If you haven't seen it, it's good. Well, anyway, I'll just go on. Okay. So anyway, it's
I
like
understand what you're saying. I just would rather talk about you than.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to explain myself about
Okay.
acting with respect to this movie.
Where are you from? Very good to meet you, Karen.
Paul, pleased to meet you. So, what kind of film is it?
It's
Is that a hard
film.
question? Yeah.
No, it's not a hard question. It's a film.
Well, what kind of film? I mean, action, adventure, short film, feature film? I mean,
It's a documentary.
well, what's the theme? I mean, what are you covering? Documentary. I mean, National Geographic? Is that?
So, are you originally from here?
No, I'm from Phoenix.
You're from Phoenix.
Yeah.
It's very nice over there.
Yeah. You familiar with the theater in Phoenix?
Yeah, I am familiar with the Theater of Phoenix.
Yeah, I belong to a theater group there called the Actors Theater in Phoenix. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yes, I am familiar with it. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. They've put on some good shows. I mean, there isn't a whole lot going on in Phoenix, but
I made that up. You've never been to Phoenix, have you?
excuse me, I have been to Phoenix and I have been to... Whoa, where is this coming from?
What do you mean where it's coming from? I mean,
So you're here you're here to throw me off and to play games with me? That's kind of rude, don't you think?
well, I just wanted to see what you really knew what you were talking about.
And I
I
do
mean, you're
know
very
what I'm talking
evasive about the documentary. I
The
just asked a very
Arizona-
simple question, and you couldn't tell me about the documentary. I mean, I'd like to know more about the film.
And I'd like to know about you and your
But what do you want to know? What do you want to know? I'm an actor, okay? My mother was an actor.
Your mother
I did
was an
theater in
actor.
Phoenix, yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here to torture you. Please relax.
Okay, ask away. What are your questions? What do you want to know?
I want to know why you're so angry right now.
I'm not angry.
Jesus Christ.
Excuse me. Hi. Excuse me. Excuse me, hi, can I talk to you? We're talking about stocks, we're talking about banks, we're talking about money. Look, think of working capital as an opportunity to make films.
Young people with the intention of investing. You know, of course I realize you haven't exactly said you would invest, but, you know, I'm in town from the Bank of Boston. I'm conducting a survey. Let me let you in on a set of figures, okay? You know, the average gain of a mutual fund index...
push me over the bridge? I mean, like, I'm sorry, but...
Excuse me. The average gain of a mutual fund index over the last 6 years, what would you expect, 11, 12%?
I don't know.
What if our average stock price of the most average technology company, never mind Microsoft or whoever the fuck it is rules the fucking, I'm talking about...
Rules the fucking?
I'm talking about cash out the door, bond prices at their best in years, oil fucking stocks skyrocketing and then dipping into the tube, dipping, and the fucking Arabs laughing under their breath. I'm talking about stocks, bankers sucking your money out the door.
Do you know, I mean...
Now, I'm in town from the Bank of Boston. I've been given the order to fill the average American's pocketbook with enough income to last him and his family and his wife and his mother and any fucking husband you might hope to have. And I say this peacefully and without a tinge of remorse for any of the crimes I may have committed while working officially for the Bank of Boston. Well, I'm now simply associated with and, oh, I've been given a mandate to order for anyone. Can I ask what your name is?
My name is Karen.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, too.
I just thought you might like to review some of our investment opportunities. We're aware of how to make your way through the bear. Not that we think the dip will continue. I mean, we're looking at the Dow at 15,000 before 2004. I mean, the odds are in our favor. There are a few things to be afraid of course. But, you know, here at the Bank of Boston, we make it our business to keep your money safe. And that's just not the ad woman talking. I take a personal interest in all my clients. In fact, think how many films you can make on 35 millimeter, gaining 25% compounded and reinvested. So we're looking at a gradual upgrowth and avoidance of the bear. Pay no attention to what you read on television, you know, read in the newspapers or see on television. And of course, I mean, they may be your friends. Pay no attention to the comments of non-professionals. I can virtually guarantee you 25 to 30%. Yeah. Have you ever invested in stocks?
No, I haven't.
Well, what, you know...
An apple Danish.
Apple Danish? No.
No. Okay. Can I please have this cheese Danish, please?
The meal for you?
That's it.
Hey, the guy over there. I'll bring it over.
I'm getting it to go, so.
Sure, yeah, I'll put it.
Okay.
It'll be 162.
Oh, I don't see the. What is it?
What is what? Are
Forget it. I'll take the Danish.
you sure? That's an apple strudel, just in case you want to know. And we have eclairs and strawberry cheesecake. We have carrot cake too.
Thanks.
You need a change?
No, thank you.
What I could do is I could send you a package in the mail. You don't have to invest right away.
Okay.
But of course, timing is everything. Pay no attention to what you see in the newspapers and read. I mean, the market will always be there. And here at the Bank of Boston, we make it our business to. It's our priority, our concern to maximize shareholder and investor value. Think of it as working capital for an artist. Well, what kind of films are you going to make? Documentary, right? That's a good thing, realism. Think of it as an opportunity to do 100 takes if you want. My name is Susan. I'm in town from the Bank of Boston. I look forward to your call.
It was very nice meeting you,
Nice to meet you as well.
Sweet lady.
Hi, I'm Helen Bianco. I'm from Channel 7 TCS News. I'm going to be asking you some questions. Please just relax and answer them as truthfully as you can. What is your name?
I'm Pat.
How well did you know Karen?
Oh, I knew a few things.
What kind of things?
Just things about what she liked.
What does she like?
She liked talking to me.
She liked talking to you. What did you two talk about?
Well, we used to talk about the biz, film production, my labs. Sometimes she would come work for me in the lab. She would work some of the editing machines.
So you two used to work together then?
Yeah, she worked part-time for me for a while, yeah.
And what is it exactly that you do for a living?
Well, we develop film negatives and transfer them to develop various formats.
And what does that mean exactly?
Well, I mean, there are formats that need different subtitles, masters, different kinds of, film to video transfers and all kinds of intermediate steps in between. It's a very technical process, a lot of computerization.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
How long had you two been working together?
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
Now, is this something that Karen was hoping to get into?
Yes, it was. She loved the business.
Did she consider you a mentor in any way?
Yes, she did, absolutely.
Did you two have a relationship outside of work?
Well, it was limited. I mean, she wanted more, but I married and I did not entertain those thoughts.
You did not entertain those thoughts?
No.
What kind of thoughts are we talking about here?
Well, I really don't want to get into that. That's kind of a sensitive issue, okay? I mean, I've just talked to the police, and I kind of really would like to just let that cool off for a while.
She was a very attractive girl.
She was a lovely girl. She was a lovely girl. It's a tragedy that she's gone, but there was a lot of shit in her life, and there was a lot of stuff and a lot of history, and it's very unfortunate.
There was a lot of shit and a lot of history. It sounds like you knew her pretty well.
Well, as much as I could.
Did you two talk a lot?
We talked considerably.
Did you two hang out together?
We did some partying, a little.
You did some partying?
We would go to some Hollywood shindigs, yeah.
Where did you two used to hang out?
Well, we would hang out at some places on Sunset Boulevard. We would hang out at the Chateau Marmont. We would hang out, at the Viper Room. There were a few places, some interesting
pretty
places.
well-known places there.
They're pretty well-known, and they got kind of wild, kind of raucous, so...
pretty interesting clientele.
Well, yeah, a little, yes, it was interesting. I did some business there, but
now,
she was a little wild.
Now, it was reported that when the body was found, there was cocaine on it.
No, I don't know anything about that, okay? Please.
Oh, that's something that you feel very uncomfortable talking about.
I feel fine, okay? I'm just telling you, I don't know anything about no drugs. She hung out, she did what she wanted to do.
That's not anything that you two ever got involved in.
Oh, well, yeah. Me and Karen had a business relationship, okay? I mean, we were friends. Now, as friends often do, I would help her out with maybe some money for an acting class, or there'd be some pair of shoes that she wanted to buy, but she would... because it was funny. She declined, okay? And then we would get into some, discussion somewhere, and then she would enter into this conversation I was having with somebody, like, okay, I was telling the story about my cousin, who was, I don't know, like some kind of gigolo with the ladies, and he works on Wall Street. Now, he is not, I mean, he's a hard-working guy, 9 to 5, and anyway, Karen would get off this fucking cement block that she used to sit on right over there, and then, like, all of a sudden, we'd talk about spending the evening together. I mean, that was not my fucking
Now,
desire.
apparently, you used to come out here with some guy named Pat.
I'm Pat.
And you and this guy with this very similar sounding name, this Pat, used to hang out with Karen.
Matt. That was Matt.
You're Matt.
Pat. My name is Pat.
Well, you and this Pat used to hang out together.
I'm Pat, and we didn't hang out together, okay? I barely knew the guy.
What did you two do together?
I didn't do anything, okay? I'm hanging out on the side of the road, Fountain, wherever the fuck it was, okay? And yeah, Karen comes barreling around the corner in this, whatever it was, okay? And there's this guy in the passenger seat of this convertible, okay? And so they get out, and of course he's grabbing her all over. She's a
Oh, he's
good-looking
grabbing
babe.
all over her.
I don't know who the fuck it was,
Oh,
okay?
it turns out that it was this Pat.
No, Matt. His name was Matt. I'm Pat.
On Redcliffe, is that where you live?
Well, I used to live in Los Feliz, like right at the edge of, like right where the 5 and Los Feliz kind of come together.
Uh-huh.
And then I stayed off of Griffith Park Drive for a little while, right by Myra.
Yeah, yeah.
You know where that is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know exactly where that is. Oh my god.
What a trip.
It is. What's your number?
Give me yours too. That's funny. So what? Wow. What happened after? So okay, let's see. When was the last time I saw you?
Probably like 10th grade or something.
10th grade. Years and years ago. So
Yeah.
what happened after that? Give me the last 10 years in 30 seconds.
I went to Arizona.
For school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where?
Arizona State.
Yeah.
And then I came out here. How about you? Just came from directly from
No,
there?
no. I went to school in Atlanta. I went to Emory University, and then I stayed there for stayed after for a couple of years, and then went to New York for a hot minute, and then I came out here.
Do you remember my mother's house?
Huh? Do I remember it?
Uh-huh.
Where was
Remember,
it? Where was it?
huh?
It was it on Riverside Drive?
It was on West End.
It was on West End. Okay. Bring back really weird memories.
Uh-huh.
Really hazy, foggy, embarrassing.
Uh-huh. I know it. I know it. Pretty crazy. I
That is
almost don't
pretty
like to
crazy.
go back to those times.
Yeah, sometimes they're fun. I mean, you know, it's good to go back and be like, okay, that was silly, like kid stuff.
Are you working around here?
Yeah, I work at this place over here behind Hillfigure. We do this place. And
Is it really an automotive place?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's not just a big thing. Yeah, I just started working there. We take care of cars, basically. It's real simple, and they let me go on all the auditions, and when I get jobs, they let me take off and stuff like that. So it's like a good place to work. Plus, I get to drive,
Nice.
$400,000 cars around Beverly Hills all day. So I mean, it's like juvenile pleasures, but it pays the bills and it keeps me busy, keeps me off the street. I'm working. What about you? What are you doing to keep yourself busy?
I waitress.
Do you? Where?
At Jack Sprat's Grill.
Jack's what?
Jack Sprat.
Where's
It's
that?
on Pico and Overland.
I know that area. That's a hike from.
A little bit. Yeah. A
Yeah.
little bit. So,
So I'll give you a call. I gotta,
Yeah.
hustle.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of my day.
yeah. I
It's
know.
good
I know.
seeing
You too.
I'm surprised I recognized you.
Do you know that other kid? I don't know his name. He went to Hunter and he works around here. And I know he was in your class. He's got glasses. David, he was a swimmer.
David Niederman.
Yeah. He lives here and
No
he works out
kidding.
here.
What does he do?
I think he's an agent.
What? Yeah, he's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Goofy ass. Oh, I didn't say that.
All right,
That's
well,
funny.
take care.
Yeah, good to see you.
You
Give me a
too.
call.
I will. 10th grade. My mother's house. He was younger than me. Big deal. Woo! Okay. Alright. A little hot in here. Okay.
I thought we agreed we were not going to discuss that, okay? I mean, this wasn't this interview going to be limited? Okay, that was kind of grueling.
Sounds like
really
that's a very sensitive issue for you.
Yes, it is a very sensitive issue because, I was in a lockdown for 3 days, and it was in L.A. County.
You were locked out for 3 days.
Yes. Please, I don't want to talk about this, okay?
Was it related to the issue of the fact that there was cocaine on the body?
Please, I don't want to talk about that. I don't know anything about no drugs, okay?
Is that something that you feel very uncomfortable talking about?
I feel fine. I'm just telling you, I don't know anything about no drugs, okay?
That's not anything that you have ever been involved in.
Oh, please. Me and Karen had a business relationship, okay? We were friends. And as friends often do, I would, help her out maybe with some money for an acting class, or there'd be some pair of fancy shoes she'd want to buy, but she would, because it was funny, she'd always decline. And then, we would get into this conversation somewhere, and then she would discuss something with my friends, and then she would talk about, all kinds of things. And, for instance, I was telling her about my cousin, who was some kind of, gigolo with the ladies, okay, and he works on Wall Street. Me and Karen, okay, had a business relationship.
Yes, okay. You are repeating yourself at that point.
Okay, well,
point.
If I can please just get it
Let's
out.
Let's go back to Pat. You two used to hang out together. How well did
Matt,
he know
that
Karen?
was Matt. I'm Pat.
Was he a drug contact?
No, he was not
was
a drug
he supplying you and Karen with drugs?
No, he was not supplying me. He was just some guy in the business that he would do favors for me.
It was reported that you were the last person
to
see Miss Carson alive. Is that true?
Yes, that was true. That was true. Yes.
And what time was that?
That was about 7 o'clock in the evening, about 2 weeks ago.
And what happened that night?
Well, nothing, She had worked part-time for me as she usually does. I dropped her off on Sunset Boulevard. She said she wanted to hang out, and she looked kind of blousy, okay?
She looked kind of blousy.
She looked kind of blousy. I don't know. She looked like she was like, just in a bad way, a little desperate. She was a little high.
A little desperate, a little high.
Yeah, she should.
So there was cocaine on the body.
Well, look, that's her business. I don't know anything about it. I didn't supply her. She does what she wants.
What did you do when Miss Carson got high? Did you join her?
I didn't see her actually get high. Look, I don't want to go into this, okay?
So how do you know that she was high?
Because she just looked kind of dumpy looking. And
she looked kind of dumpy looking.
Yeah, it was
what
unusual for her because she was a gorgeous woman. She was elegant. She would do her hair, and her clothes were in disarray, and she looked like a mess. And and her eyes looked a little fucked up, and that was not like her.
You're very observant about Miss Carson's appearance.
Yes, well, I loved her.
Did you have the hots? Oh, you loved her?
I loved her, yes.
So you had the hots for her?
Yes, but I loved her in an academic way.
You loved her in an academic way?
Yes, I was mentoring her. Would I ever make a pass at her? No, I would. That would be unthinkable.
Did Miss Carson have feelings for you?
I suppose she did.
You suppose she did?
Yes, I suppose she did. Yes, I mean.
What does that mean? How do you suppose that she did?
Look, This interview is like getting me really uncomfortable. Okay, what did you say? What is your name?
My name's Helen.
Okay, Helen. Well, Helen, this interview is getting really uncomfortable. I see you have that truck there. You said this was going to be between me and you. Okay, so already you're bullshitting me. And
do you have
I don't
any
like
plans
that.
for a book?
I said I don't like that.
Do you have any plans for a book?
No, I would not make money off her. Okay, she was a friend of mine.
I've heard that you've accepted a financial offer to fictionalize your account.
What? I would not do that to Helen.
Have you been approached?
For what?
Have you accepted a fictional offer to financial offer to fictionalize your account?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. No.
Have you had any discussions, financial or otherwise, with any other network television spokespeople?
Absolutely not. I would not do that to Karen or to her memory. No.
Has Pat had any financial discussions?
I'm Pat. I'm Pat. Have you even heard a word that I've said? What did I tell you my name was? Do you have a press pass or something? Are you like a real reporter?
Yes, I am a real reporter.
Uh-huh. You're a journalist.
I'm a journalist.
Okay, well, you've told me your name. Well, can I ask you something, Helen?
What would you like to know?
Where did you grow up?
Phoenix.
You ever get fucked on a 747, Helen?
Not that I remember.
Boy, that'd be something you remember, huh? Some guy does you at 55,000 feet, Helen. You fly a lot, huh?
Is that how high they fly?
However the high they fucking fly,
Did you
Helen.
have sex with Karen?
No, I did not.
But you really would have liked to.
You know what? Okay, I'm a guy.
You're a married man. Did your wife know about Karen?
No, she did not.
Did your wife?
Nothing happened.
Your wife never knew about Karen. You worked with Karen for a year and a half, and your wife never knew anything.
She knew that.
That sounds very suspicious to me.
She knew that Karen worked for me part-time and was a student, and she was learning editing and working on Avid and all that kind of stuff. And
Karen was a student. That's the first I've heard of that.
Well, she went to AFI, and as part of
She went to AFI?
Yeah, she was an AFI intern, and as part of that process, she would work in the business, and she would work for, a few dollars an hour, and I was training her on very sophisticated equipment, very expensive equipment, and I would not entrust that to somebody who was a dummy.
It seems to me that you're running around in circles. You're telling one side of the story, and then you're telling another side of the story. Now, which is it?
Yeah, you see, you're misleading me about this whole interview. You said this was going to be very low key. There's that fucking truck over there. It's still there. Now, what's that all about? Is this going to be like on hard copy?
Does that truck make you uncomfortable?
Yes, it does, because I don't want this to be on hard copy.
Why does that truck make you uncomfortable?
Because this is turning into hard copy bullshit, and that's not what this should be about, okay?
Perhaps you're
uncomfortable. This is a tragedy. Well, this is a tragedy. That's why.
Do you believe that this working relationship had something to do with Karen's death?
Unfortunately, yes, because one particular Tuesday night, we were looking at some footage, some archival footage material, which I had some privy to, and she perhaps should not have been. She should not have looked at it because she started
Why would they
blabbing.
have killed Karen and not yourself?
Well, because I shut my mouth and she was blabbing to the
What
wrong
was she
people.
blabbing about?
She was blabbing about certain incidents that the United
What was
States
the
government
footage
is
about?
withholding from the American people. We're talking Roswell, we're talking Majestic 12, and we're talking Area 51. Are you familiar with these terms, Helen?
We're talking
No.
aliens. We're talking outer space.
We're talking, no, not aliens, not outer space. We're talking.
What do you know about aliens?
I'm not talking about aliens, okay? I'm talking about Roswell, and I'm talking about Area 51 and information that the federal government is withholding from the American people. Exactly what this is, I cannot possibly tell you, or I would be dead tomorrow.
What do you believe that Karen knew?
Karen saw some footage. Let's put it that way.
Who would want Karen out of the picture?
A lot of people in the United States government, people in the United States military. Okay, we're talking Roswell, we're talking about certain kinds of inbreeding. And let me tell you, the X-Files is not very far off. It's not very far off, okay? But
How
it's
have you
not from
come by
out
this
there, it's from in
information?
here, because we're the aliens.
How have you come by this information? And
I-
explain to me what
okay.
you mean that we're the aliens.
Okay, yes, we're the aliens, okay? I really cannot discuss this. I cannot get into this. My life is in danger already. My life
Why
is
is your
danger.
life in danger?
Because if the United States government revealed the truth about many things and many repositories in the desert, there would be a revolution
kind of
tomorrow.
repositories?
There are repositories.
Where in the desert? Are we talking California desert, Nevada
desert? You're talking
desert?
about Utah and Nevada.
Utah
there are
and
certain
Nevada.
areas, certain landing areas.
Salt Lake City?
No, certain areas. Certain areas,
Have you visited
certain
these
areas
areas?
of energy, certain vortexes. Some of them are in Sedona. They are in various places. But the people who wear the beads and they chant, they don't know what they're getting into. They really don't know.
What are they getting
And
into?
Karen was getting into that.
What was
are
Karen getting into?
You're talking about energies you can't imagine.
kind of
And
energy?
Okay. I'm a dead man right now. I'm a dead man. Karen was onto this shit. She never should have gotten involved. I'm sorry she looked at this footage.
Why would they have killed Karen and not yourself?
Well, they're going to kill me now because Karen opened her mouth to the wrong people, and that's unfortunate.
Who did she open her mouth to?
She opened her mouth to the wrong people, to people that were trailing her that she thought she could trust. She could not trust these people, okay? I
Did you
try
not
to
warn
hide her.
Karen that she could not trust
I
these?
try to hide. She was a wild child.
She was a wild
she-
child?
You know she was
What
a wild
kind of
child.
things did she engage
killed her
in?
boyfriend. She killed her boyfriend.
What do you know about that?
I know nothing about that. I know absolutely nothing about him. I know nothing about the guy she killed.
But you know that she killed him. How do you know that?
Because it was in the newspapers. Okay,
Did you
she
never
spent
discuss
time in a
this with
loony
Karen?
bin. What are you? Are you a real? She spent time in a loony bin. Okay, she spent time.
What do you know about that?
Only what you know.
Did she ever discuss that with you?
Very little, because there were psychic scars
Did
and
she
she
trust?
repressed.
Did Miss Carson trust you?
Absolutely, as much as she could.
Did she consider you a confidant?
Yes, she did. Yes, she did.
And she never revealed to you about her time spent in the asylum or the previous trial?
There was no reason to discuss it. It was a hideous part of her life.
And she discussed everything that she knew
Yes, she did.
about everything else, and she never discussed her previous life with you.
She never discussed her previous life with me beyond what I already... Look, I felt sorry for her. She was a brilliant...
You felt sorry for her?
Yeah, she was a brilliant, talented kid. She got her teeth kicked in. She got the shit beat out of her emotionally in this town. She was ripped off. She was fucked over. She was fucked, raped, you name it.
Were you the one that removed Karen because she knew too much? Were you scared about what... Who raped her?
She never told me. A lot of women get raped in this town. It's a very dangerous town for women, is it not? It's very dangerous.
Were you there when she was raped?
No, I was not there when she was raped.
Were you the one that raped her?
It's a disgusting thing to say. No, I was not. I loved her. Why would you say such a disgusting thing like that? No, I did not rape her.
Sounds like you're very defensive about it.
You're out of your mind. Why would I rape? She worked for me. I'm married and I have 3 kids.
Was this something that was reported to police?
No, she never reported this. She was a wild child. She opened her mouth to the wrong people. Hey, she saw something that she should never have seen. Let's leave it at that. And because of that, and because of what I've told you, I'm a dead man. My body is going to be floating in the Los Angeles River.
So on this project, how do you know that she was raped?
Because she called me at 3 o'clock in the morning from Melrose Avenue, and she was in an alleyway, she was bleeding, and her skirt was ripped off, and it was pretty obvious to me, okay? I took her to the hospital, I took her to the hospital, they took care of her, and that was it. Nobody knew. She stayed at my house for a few weeks, I took care of her. Hell, I took her to my own family. They loved her also.
So you were the first person that she called for help?
Yes.
And you took her to the hospital?
Yes.
And they never reported it to anybody else? They're required by law to report it.
That's correct. That's correct. But because of various reasons I can't go into, the rape was not reported. Okay, I have a lot of pull in this town, and her...
Were you the one that raped her?
No, I was not the one that raped her.
Is that how you received your knowledge?
I received my knowledge of her calling me hysterical in the middle of the night from Melrose Avenue.
And you claim that you took her to a hospital where they would be
Took her
required
to
report something like that.
Well, you can't...
And it was covered up.
It was not covered up. It was not appropriate, okay, for my position in the industry and my livelihood, for me to be associated with somebody that was raped like that. She was beaten up and she was raped.
Who beat her up? Who raped her?
Oh, just some assholes. She went to too many clubs.
Crepes over here.
Amazing what?
Crepes.
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 Yeah. All these like 60-year-old waitresses
Yeah.
smoking.
I'm from New York. I was just thinking.
I'm a slob at heart.
Are you sure? You don't need like a piece of paper or something?
No. I worked this party down in Del
Here.
Mar last
Here.
night.
I don't like this girl. You can use this.
What am I supposed to do with that? No.
You can wipe up your hand with your phone number.
I can't wipe my hand with Danica's home and work number.
I don't care.
You really don't like that girl.
I really don't like her. She never did anything for me.
Yeah.
Oh, what, do you have a list of questions or something?
No, just notes.
Notes.
Weird notes. I want to make
Do
sure.
your notes have to do with this right now? They do.
Yeah.
What do you want to remember?
No, it's not. Well, more what I want to find out, really. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to find out. I want to find out who you are, what you need, and make sure that we're on the same road.
So, I'd like to see what you have down there.
Well, it's like, do you have your diary? You wouldn't want to show me.
No, but if you could tell me, I don't have to.
Yeah, I can talk to you about a few things.
I'd like to know what you would like to know.
Well, I want to know what your focus is. I want to know where you're headed with the project and what you want out of it and what you want out of the people that you're seeing. So many of us in this town. You can fucking throw a dime and hit about 10 of us in one shot. I want to don't know what makes you different from the other 9.
Okay, I thought I was supposed to be interviewing you.
Yeah, well, you know.
Well, I think that's a fair question. Now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get footage, and I have like kind of, I'm not sure the conclusion that I'm trying to draw, but I'm headed in a particular direction with it. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I'm just curious as to how much you're letting go. You know, I mean, I need more. I need more. I want to know that. No, I got a big issue. I got a big issue with.
What issue?
With people, you know, especially people in this town. I mean.
Bullshitters.
Yeah. You know, I went on an audition 2 days ago. I mean, it was a callback for this guy. He seemed kind of nice. It was like, I don't know, just like Middle Eastern riff something. And he's making a movie, and he keeps getting these actors to come in to do a love scene, and love scene he calls it, and they keep leaving, and I'm trying to get a sex scene going, and I'm trying to determine whether it's a porno or legitimate. He's shooting on beta, and he doesn't have a script. I'm like, I come to the meeting all the way out in the valley, and he doesn't show me anything.
He's a sicko and run the other way.
Well,
Absolutely.
I kind of trusted him. That was what threw me. You know, I liked the films that he liked. He was talking about Body Heat and you know, a couple of really good films, and I trust that. But the guy doesn't have scripts. You know, he doesn't have any paper. He doesn't have anything to give me. And I said, fax me something. That was 2 days ago.
And
you know, nothing. And huge breasts that was obviously going for the female part in the love scene, and we kind of looked at each other sheepishly and walked away.
The market will always be there, and here at the Bank of Boston, we make it our priority to. It is always our concern to maximize shareholder and investor value. Think of it as working capital for an artist. What kind of films are you going to make? Documentaries, right? That's a good thing, realism. Well, think of it as an opportunity to do 100 takes if you want. My name is Susan. I'm in town from the Bank of Boston. I look forward to your call.
Very nice, thank you.
Okay. Where are you headed to now?
Ross.
Okay, great. I have a few more things I want to talk to you about.
You do?
Yeah. Well, you know, your parents, how are they, you know, senior citizens now? They've been investing? No? You don't know?
They're senior citizens, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, you look so young, you know. I wasn't quite sure how old your parents were. And they've been investing in stocks?
I don't know. I imagine that they are.
Okay, and you haven't thought about it at all, or you?
Not really, no.
So you're just into the filmmaking thing right now, huh? That's cool. That's cool. I mean, filmmaking. I've kind of thought about doing that myself.
Really?
Yeah, I've always had this dream, you know, myself of making films. I mean, sounds like an incredibly exciting thing to do.
It is.
Yeah.
What kind of films do you want to make?
Well, I was kind of thinking more along the Western genre, you know. Actually,
Really?
yeah, I really, really love a good old Western, you know. You remember?
John Wayne.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You find that interesting?
I do,
Think
yes.
They could come back, possibly.
I'm sorry?
They could possibly make a comeback, you know, Westerns.
They could, absolutely. If they're done correctly, yeah.
Oh, great. Well, maybe you could help me with some filmmaking tips. And I could, you know...
Like the blind leading the blind.
I can help
there.
you with the stock investing thing, you know? Trade services. What do you say?
I really am in no position to be like deal making right now.
Oh, why not?
I don't have any money, so it's not really.
Well, you're
worth the
making a
time.
film. You must have some money.
I don't. I'm sorry to disappoint you.
Well,
but
I'm
I
actually trying to help you make money. Not really, you know, and actually today I'm just conducting a survey. Not really asking for you to invest in anything.
Okay.
I just want to know.
Well,
you know,
I mean, if you got the information you need, I hope I helped you.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, you have. You
Okay,
have.
good.
There are just maybe a
Good.
few more things I'd like to ask.
You know what? I gotta go.
Where you headed now? To your car?
I'm just, yeah, I gotta go.
Okay, well,
Okay.
thanks again.
Thank
I really
you
enjoyed
again.
meeting you.
Me too.
Okay.
Take care.
I hope to talk to you soon.
Okay.
Can I give you my card?
Please, yeah, definitely give me your card.
Excellent. Yeah. Just in case, you have any questions or whatever, you can give me a call.
Okay.
Great.
Thank
Now,
you.
who's that now?
Susan?
Susan, yeah.
Okay. Well, take care.
Okay, I look forward to your call.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye. One more thing. I was just thinking, have you thought about how you're going to market your film?
You're really bombarding me with a lot of things that I'm not even thinking about right now. You're very sweet, and you obviously really want to help. But there's really not a lot I could do with you right now.
Okay, well, I'm actually trying to help you get your film produced. You want to do that, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
I can help you raise some of that money that you'd like to make to get your film
How
off the
could you do
ground.
that?
Well, I'm trying to explain to you a little bit about the stock market.
Yeah, but that's a long-term kind of thing.
Well,
It's
no, not necessarily. You could be earning right now. I mean, I know.
You want to give me the money, that's great, but other than that, there's not a whole lot.
You could take this little amount of money and we can turn it into thousands in a matter of literally months. I guarantee you. I mean, I'm a professional. I know how this works. I've dealt with it myself. I didn't start off where I am now.
Mm-hmm. Where did you start?
Well, I started actually working as a waitress, and I worked my way, and I took that little amount of money that I had, and I invested it, and look where I am now. Well, I was just thinking that you might like to take a look at our stock portfolio, and perhaps
You refer to your notes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's fascinating. America's fascination with puritanical ethics.
What?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this fucking puritanical ideal that America has about everything being unsexual. I mean, you and I,
Where did
we're a
that
little
come
different.
from?
Oh, my notes. I was
Your
just-
notes, okay. I really want to look at your notes.
No,
Can I,
you
please?
can't.
I can't look at your notes.
No, that's not. It's not what it's about. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe if I was like, dating you and 6 months down the road,
Then you could show me your notes.
Well, yeah, some of them, my notes. I got a lot.
Not all of your notes, though.
You don't want to read all my notes.
No.
No, I
I
mean, it's
agree.
not something you want to read. Do I want to? I mean, right? I mean, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Right. I mean, I'm sure you got some things that you don't want me to know, right? Right? I mean, you don't want me to know everything about you.
No, I certainly don't want you to know everything about me.
So you want to know? So what do you want? You want to know my acting, gut acting?
Yeah. I'd love to know your gut acting once, but I'm fine. Like, to me, everything you're saying is so intriguing, and I'm finding something new about you every minute that I don't even have to ask questions.
That's cool.
Acting once.
Well, acting is like such a strange thing, It's like it's so unlike any other art form, any other.
Is it?
Yeah, I really think it is. It's certainly the one instrument that is within yourself. You're not extending yourself to another instrument. You're not extending yourself to a paintbrush and then eventually extending yourself to a canvas. You're not extending yourself to a guitar. There's nothing else you can rely on. There's nothing else you can blame for falsity. It's all within. It's everything that comes out of your voice box, your brain. It's all representative of you as a true human being. I mean, I saw Sharon Stone talking about a movie she made, and she was sending it up. I'm like, well, can't you just talk about the movie in a nice way? Because I saw the movie. I liked the movie. It was animated, but she wasn't real. She wasn't real. What's with? I catered her wedding, for God's sake. She wasn't even real at her wedding. I shouldn't say that. I mean, that's not really fair. But
See, I disagree with you that
painting and music, it doesn't operate the same way, I guess.
But
Just
don't
because you have a paintbrush.
But don't you think that it's something much slower? It's let's take painting. It's much slower. It's much more. I don't actually. I'd be off. No, I'd probably be really good at it if I concentrated my efforts. But I just never have.
Okay.
But I respect too much, the work of others. So.
Do you play music?
I play guitar and a little piano. I want to get back. You only have yourself to blame. It's yourself that shows. Every breath you utter, whether it's in just a general meeting with a person or if it's actually, while you're working, putting something on film or up on the stage. It's so representative of yourself as a whole, so immediately representative. There's no delay. There's no excuse. You can't say, I didn't like that. I think I'll just paint over that part with white instead. You've already said it. It's already out there. There's no pulling back. It's the instrument that you have that that no one can fuck with but yourself. Because if you let someone fuck with it, that's you letting them fuck with it. It's.
Say that again.
Okay, and basically, Ellen, that's all I have to say right now because, I have to go and earn a living, okay?
Okay, I think that everything that you've been telling me is a lie. You have no place
No,
to
it's
go
not.
right now. You have no job.
What do you mean?
The lab that you work at does not exist. There is nobody in this business that has heard of
Okay,
you.
I work out of a trailer,
The body
okay?
was found with documentary footage that has been produced. There was nothing about aliens or mafia or anything else
Well, I
leading
haven't
up to
seen
that.
it, and I'll have to dispute that when
The
I see
body
it.
was not found in a river. It was found in the apartment building. I don't believe that you knew Karen all that well, and I think that everything that you've been telling me has been bullshit, and I think that you are hoping to get a book deal out of this and use this to get out of your sorry little life
Okay.
to perhaps
Well-
elevate you to support your cocaine habit.
Okay, you know what, Helen? That's your interpretation. You have your interpretation. I need what I do to survive in this town, okay? You need what you do to survive in this town. I do what I need to do
I
to
am
survive.
interested in the truth.
Okay. Well,
in
I
the
have told
truth.
you the truth as
And
best as I know
believe
it.
that you were some schmuck who was hoping to fuck Karen and are using her to elevate yourself.
I loved her. I loved
And using
Karen.
her to make her, I think that's
No,
bullshit.
that's not
I
a
think
lie.
that you hope to
Yeah,
get
it's
into
you
bed
that's
with
the
her,
schmuck.
and
No.
you hope to.
I do what I need to do. I've
You wanted
embellished a
to
little
fuck
bit.
her brains out.
No, I did not.
You wanted to fuck her
No, I
brains
didn't.
out, and
She
you were
was a
hoping that
beautiful
her
girl.
family connections would
That's
get
disgusting.
you to perhaps where you
No,
wanted to
no,
go.
that's not
In
true.
fact, it was you who was riding her coattails,
No,
wasn't it?
no, it's
and
not.
And then when you discovered,
No, that's not
and
right.
then when you discovered that she couldn't get you where you wanted to
Oh,
go,
my God,
you had
I
her
don't
removed.
believe this shit. I
Because
don't
she
believe
threatened to
this
tell
shit.
your wife.
I'm sorry.
And
I'm
your
sorry.
wife
I got
threatened to
nothing say.
leave you. Threatened to
I'm
leave
sorry.
you.
I'm
And if
Yeah.
you are left by your wife, there's going to be a lot of trouble, isn't there?
You
Because
bet there's gonna be trouble, because I'm
There
gonna come
is
to
go-
your office and knock your fucking teeth out, lady, okay?
And-
Okay, that's coming.
And I
Fucking
also
network
hear
whore.
that there was a young girl with
Oh.
a paternity suit, and Karen knew about that, didn't that?
No, she didn't know anything.
And she
Karen was a
threatened to go to
fucking
your
idiot.
wife.
She was a schmuck, okay?
She just threatened to let
She
your
didn't give
wife
me enough
know.
money for me to do what I needed to do, okay? She didn't give me enough money, and there's no amount of money, and I'm finished with this business, okay? I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm going back to New York, and I'm going back to be a medical typist where I should have fucking... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hate this business.
Karen knew that you're $50,000 in debt to your cocaine dealer, didn't she?
Oh, God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And it was either have Karen removed or you would be removed.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
In fact, you were paid off to have her removed.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It was a payoff
It's a payoff from who? For what?
from your drug dealers.
Okay. Look, it's well known that I take, money from certain periodicals, okay? This is true, but not
So
in this
you
case.
are planning to capitalize
No,
on
not
her
in this
account.
case, not
You
in this
have
case.
had financial discussions.
Yeah,
How much are they offering you?
Okay, not enough to tolerate your bullshit, okay? It's
How
not
much?
enough. Not enough.
What would be enough to tolerate my bullshit?
Okay, you can't imagine, okay? $1.5 million.
$1.5 million?
Yeah, that's right, I think so.
$1.5 million.
That's right. I'm coming to you. You're a dead woman, okay? You, your producer, your whole fucking scummy crew, that truck over there, I'm gonna blow up, okay? I'm blowing it up.
Who are you gonna turn
This
on to us?
fucking asshole here. Get away from me.
Who are your contacts?
Get away from me.
Who are your contacts?
You haven't told me anything.
It's obvious that I'm here and I'm asking you questions and that I'd like you to answer them.
Okay, what are your questions? You haven't asked me really
I
a decent
wanted-
question. Well,
I have-
what do you want to know?
I want to know what you think is beautiful in this life.
This is ridiculous. Is there a film or is there not a film? That's what I want to know. Is there actually an acting job here? Is there money involved? What is the shooting schedule? What are your plans?
So you want to act in my film?
Well, if there is a role, yes. If there is a film, I'd like to know more about it.
I can't talk to you about my film with you getting so hostile.
Excuse me. So, there is no film, right? This is just a game. You just call people to the phone, pass yourself off as a film director. Is this what you do for fun and games? What are you doing? Are you a writer and you're just writing all this stuff down for some kind of novel? Another thing but a pawn? Is that what's going on here?
I don't treat people like that.
You don't treat people like that?
No.
And you think you've been on the level here? Do you think you've been on the level? Do you think you've been on the level?
Oh, I
Do
don't
you
need-
think you've been on the level?
You were being very dramatic.
I'm being dramatic.
Yes.
What do you know about drama?
Well, okay.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Wasted my time.
Okay.
imaginar que en un lugar...
I'm chewing. I don't think you want to hear this.
Imaginar que en un lugar